built to serve.
First things first, did Giannis and the Bucks just send a DM, a direct message to Boston that they are the team to beat? Yikes, Giannis, a little physical. Shocking game out west, shocking. Ending with Ja chanting Grizzlies in 7. We'll tell you how that came to be. And the Joker's summer started early. It didn't stop him from accepting his MVP trophy in absolute style. Good morning, everyone. First things first, Jenna West, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, Kevin Wiles.
Even Nick had to
Come on, look how happy the guy is, Nick.
Even Nick had to
He says he's in summer vacation. He's got a new trophy. You got to be happy for him.
No,
not happy.
Can we talk about the game,
on this parade.
It is an unbelievable game. We got to go 11 time zones over to reward the 7th best player in basketball.
He thunderstormed on his parade.
Whoop-de-damn-do.
Broussard. All right. Set it aside. We got to start. Little Bucks Celtics. Game 5 last night. Boston owned this one right up until they didn't. Celtics were up by 14 in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't enough because Giannis Antetokounmpo plays for the Bucks. 40 and 11 last night from the Greek Freak, plus a great night of defense out of Drew Holiday. As the Bucks win it 110-107, they are now just one win away from going back to the conference finals. All right, Nick, comeback or collapse? Was last night more about the Bucks comeback or the Celtics collapse?
Oh, I would love to make this about the best player in the world and a man who is going to go down as one of the 12 greatest players ever, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I would love to make this about Drew Holiday, who kind of made a statement yesterday of, you know who the actual defensive player of the year is, right? The guy who's always forgotten and whatever. How about I just steal the game from the guy who won defensive player of the year? Unfortunately, it was a collapse. The Boston Celtics were at home, up 13, 10 minutes away from being the favorites to win the title. And then it all fell apart. And it's hard to blame them because they had a number of things working against them, not just Giannis and Drew and the heart of a champion Milwaukee Bucks, but they had lingering in the background the curse of the Broussard, and now we have to add to it the Wild's kiss of death. Because let me take you through what happened. Jason Tatum does this, and TD Garden is electric. Oh, my God. That was better than his dunk over LeBron as a rookie. Up 13. We're going to win the series. We're going to... A new Celtics dynasty? Maybe. And Kevin Wiles. When Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers, my friend, he got a little overeager.
Okay.
And he sends this.
All right.
Moments after that dunk. Celtics are really going to bounce KD and Giannis out of the playoffs in a span of 20 days. Little did he know, in a span of 20 minutes, this would happen. A 28-12 run from that moment forward.
Wild.
7 offensive rebounds, a total collapse. And Brew, the real reason it's a collapse, and it's hard to blame them. You have the curse of the Broussard, you have the Wild's kiss of death, is here's why. Brew, after the Al Horford putback dunk to go up 6, every Bucks basket came on a Celtics mistake. The Giannis 3 on an offensive rebound. The Drew Holiday 3 to tie it on a Marcus Smart turnover. The Bobby Portis putback to take the lead on an offensive rebound. It wasn't half-court offense execution. It was the Celtics tripping all over themselves because for the last, just roughly 35 years, they've been mostly allergic to being a championship caliber franchise, and they couldn't get out of their own way. And now instead of being the favorites to win the title, their season's over in 36 hours. So, rough times, tough times, but it's a collapse.
I'm going to say this, and everybody knows I picked the Celtics in 7. I'm not wavering. Thank you, Nick, for not offering me the olive branch, because I'm not taking it.
No,
I still believe. But that
I'm
said,
fresh out.
I was excited. I said on our radio show, The Odd Couple, last night, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, Fox Sports Radio. Last night, I was excited when they were up 14, you're right, with 10 minutes to go. And I was picturing coming on the show this morning and gloating and rubbing it in Nick Wright's face. So I was hyped. But you know what? This game was so great. The finish was so great. Wild's going to be mad at me. But I wasn't even upset. When it went down the way it did.
I love sports.
It was such a great, I'm going to be honest. It was such a great display of basketball heart and character and fortitude.
Heart of a champion.
That I couldn't be mad. I could not be mad.
That's right.
I'm real talk. You had the blood dripping from Giannis's eye.
That's right.
I mean, and Nick, look, you're partially right. You're partially right. The Celtics hurt themselves. Here's the Bobby Portis putback you're talking about, the go-ahead bucket. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown were both in position to get. There it is. They bump into each other, and that allows Portis to get the rebound and put back the bucket. They should have had that. That might have been the game. Probably one of them gets fouled, and they go to the line and seal the game. And then Marcus Smart, with 50 seconds left, he's just trying to do too much. I mean, what? You're not Isaiah Thomas.
It's a killer.
The legendary one or the little one that played for the Celtics a few years ago.
Either one.
So there's that. And then the last play. Look at the last play of the game. They still had a chance. 5.9 seconds left. That's an eternity. Jason Tatum, look at the top of your screen. He is wide open, Nick. Would have been a 2-on-1. Show that again, please. Because I don't know that everybody saw it. Jason Tatum is wide open. Look at that.
Here.
And it's a 2-on-1. So Marcus Smart fell apart. And that's a part of the collapse. But, Nick, I got to give the Bucks some credit. They went 6 for 6 from 3 in the fourth quarter after shooting just 30% from the arc in the first 3 quarters. And Giannis himself hit a 3. He entered the game shooting 10% from the arc. He hit a big 3 last night to pull him within 3 with a minute left. I got to give, and Drew Holiday, you mentioned it, 2 incredible defensive plays. So, Wilds, I'm sorry. I wasn't as upset as I thought I'd be. I was down a little, but I wasn't ticked off because I had to give the Bucks some credit.
Facts.
Real talk.
Okay. So I understand. I appreciate the triumph of man and what makes sports wonderful. And the Inside the NBA guys said the same thing, like, oh, the Celtics, what a great game. I respectfully disagree. It wasn't a great boxing match where both guys are tired and one person wins, like, oh my gosh, 2 champions. No, it's a boxing match where one guy decided to start paying attention to the other stuff and then gets knocked out. It was a disaster. And when I said that the Celtics were going to win the game and knock out Giannis and KD was right. I am allowed to do that, Nick. If there is a 94% chance, or whatever Dusty said here was in his statistic that he tweeted, Dusty getting his own social media clout, I'm allowed to say that. If I wake up in the morning and I see sunshine and birds chirping and angels singing outside my window, I'm allowed to text you, Nick, hey, looks like it's going to be a nice day. Wilds thinks it's going to be a nice day just because there's birds chirping. It was all going my way until the Celtics fell apart.
Until it wasn't.
And here's the one statistic you need to know outside of the offensive rebound. Hold on a second, Nicholas. The Celtics did not take 1 3-pointer in the entire fourth quarter. In the entire fourth quarter, they just didn't take a 3. That hasn't happened in the playoffs in over 10 years. Just stopped playing their game. It's like, they took 31 threes in the game, but none in the fourth quarter. They'll take some mid-ranges. Maybe get a layup. Maybe we'll lose the ball. The Celtics stopped playing their game. It was an epic collapse. I don't think you can overstate how bad this loss is.
Here's the thing.
I'll go a step further, Nick. They're never getting past Giannis. They're never getting past Giannis. This is a Jordan scenario. This is a LeBron scenario.
You're
It's a
jumping
disaster.
off?
It's a total disaster.
You're jumping off?
No, of course he's jumping
That's
off.
what it took.
I'm way off,
You're done?
dude.
Because
I got
a
kicked
chance
off.
in Game 6.
He didn't.
They've got a chance in Game 6.
They don't.
Seriously.
They don't.
We
It's
just
over.
saw
It's
them go
over.
to Milwaukee
But-
and get the W.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Just real quick. Because they do have a lot of forces working against them. They have, I mentioned the curse of Broussard, the Wild's kiss of death. But you know who also stepped in yesterday? The basketball gods. Because you know what the basketball gods don't like?
Why?
In a great fourth quarter of a great game. The defensive player of the year flopping to get an offensive foul with 3.5 minutes left. You have a robe and everything. Maybe play straight up defense. What happened to Marcus Smart after that flop? Well, we'll show it to you. Oh my God, I've been shot. Yeah. Heady.
That's a
savvy
7-footer.
play by the green-haired
That's a 7-footer hitting him right in the chest.
Fine.
That's a
okay.
shot.
It's a flop.
Easy
okay.
for you to
Whether
say
you think it's a
sitting
flop
there
or not,
in your Versace slippers.
What? Listen. Thank you. How'd you know? Whether you think it's a flop or not, here's what I do know. After that, the basketball gods had something for Marcus Smart. Because he turned the ball over that you showed. We haven't even shown him getting his shot stuffed by Drew Holiday, one of the best defensive play of the season. And then he turned it over late on the final play of the game. So Drew was unbelievable. The basketball gods were against Marcus Smart. And one last point about Giannis. Because I told y'all before.